is up, Strike Squad. So, today we are going to talk about something that I think is fairly important. And primarily what that is the difference between what you hear called strong side and weak side. And a lot of people think they understand this concept, but they really don't. And even though you may understand it, it's really hard to put into practice in your games because it takes a lot of map awareness and a lot of paying attention to the mini map and the ebb and flow of the junglers. So this is important for junglers. This is also important for laners, and this is ties directly into priority. And a lot of people think that priority is simply how the wave is, like if you're pushed up that you have priority, but it's actually not that simple. So we're gonna go over this game and we're just gonna talk about this in this instance. So I'm playing as the Urgot, right? So what happens here is we can see that my jungler dies, right? And then I see that Zac is bot side and TF is bot side right now. So what that means is in this moment, right now, right, where I'm taking these aggressive trades, I'm fighting really hard, and I'm willing to do this all in and stuff. I'm doing this specifically because at this moment, we are both on weak side. Okay, why is this weak side, right? What is the differentiating factor that makes this weak side? Well, it's the fact that the mid laners are hovering towards bot for drag, right? So they're going down. And then the junglers are also bot for drag. So we are in an isolated 1v1. I know no one is coming because we're on weak side. Now, let's watch how fast the game changes, right? So if you're looking at this, you're thinking, well, I don't have ult, but I have E, I don't have flash, I can crash this wave, maybe I can kill this Garen under tower if I get a really good flip or something, right? Like, these are all potentials. And what's happened is the state of the game has changed, and I'm not paying enough attention. It's only been 10-15 seconds, but there's important factors going on here. TF is missing now. I don't know if TF has ultimate, right? At this point, I don't know if TF has ultimate. I know that Zac was just bot side. His blue is up. So what I should be thinking is most likely Zac is pathing out of base to top side, and my jungler's pathing out of base to bot side. So now this is no longer a weak side matchup where I'm playing in a 1v1, right? This is now I'm on weak side because... So I'm on weak side because my jungler's bot, and Garen is on strong side because his jungler is probably on the way up, and his mid laner might be on the way up, which means that this is no longer a 1v1. There's too much fog here for me to make assumptions about what the enemy team is doing. So I have to assume that this is a 1v3, and I'm about to get screwed because what looks like priority, oh, I have priority here on the Void Grubs, isn't actually priority because Annie's back, we have no vision, and that I have no flash, which means that this isn't priority, this is overextension, right? This is, if I die here, it is completely my fault, and I cannot blame my jungler and be like, well, I got priority for Void Grubs. No, because there's no camps up on the top side for my jungler to get, right? It doesn't make sense for them to path up here. They're going to have to clear their camps and path up here. So I need to back off, wait 15 seconds, let this wave crash, and then use my opportunity to push back off the rebound or reset, right? So I made a mistake here. I'm not playing weak side correctly. And then look what happens, right? Because I'm so focused on the fact that I'm stronger, I give a 500 gold shutdown to a Garen who was a level behind and 20 CS behind, right? Before this play. And it's all because I just wasn't paying attention to the state of the map and my response into what my team was doing. At no point can I look at this and be like, oh, well, I'm doing really good top. My team should be playing around me, yada, yada, yada. This is completely my fault. So this just goes to show you, like, the way that strong side and weak side work can be broken down very simply. If this quadrant of the map, the enemy jungler is on, it's strong side. This quadrant of the map, my jungler is on for my team, that's strong side. Or we can do it more appropriately this way. I'll take this, and let me change the colors real quick. So this is the blue team's strong side, right? Top is their strong side right now, okay? Because that's where their jungler is, right? Now, on the bot side, we have strong side towards bot, because that's where our jungler is. Now, the difficult thing about playing against champions like TF, right? Or champions that have really good teleporting abilities or really good mobile abilities like Talon and stuff, is that they can rotate so fast that this window of opportunity that you're playing on strong side or weak side changes drastically. And it's all inverse, right? So if this is our strong side, then this is their weak side. And if this is their strong side, this is our weak side, right? Does that make sense? Now, excuse me, when we're looking at this, I apologize. You asked the question now, okay, well, let's say that both junglers up here, it's strong side versus strong side, right? Well, then it's a 2v2, and whoever has the shove in mid is very important, because then it could become a 2v3. And more importantly than this, because normally you're going to have the tempo advantage on the 2v2 fight, the most important thing is which champions are stronger in the 2v2. So if we look at our champions, and it's Garen and Zac versus Urgot and Shyvana, it's a close toss-up, right? Now, if we were to look bot side and say, okay, Morgana, Zillion, and Seraphine, Caitlyn versus, you know, the Zac and the Shyvana, I would say that our bot lane is stronger because of the amount of damage coming out of the Seraphine and the Caitlyn, and the Shyvana kind of dwarfs the damage that comes out of them until they get their items online. So in that 3v3, it might be a little bit more favorable. Now, I don't want to go too far into this. There are other things at play here, like priority and tempo. I'm going to make specific videos about those as well. The strongest rule you can follow is when you're playing a game, watch where your jungler is pathing out of base. And if they're pathing bot, that tells you, you know what, for like a minute and 30 seconds, give or take, depending on how the game goes, I'm playing weak side. And then once they come top, all right, that's your window of aggression. Now, if you see the enemy jungler bot at the same time, right, like I did earlier, and you know you're in an isolated 1v1, do what you want. Same thing applies for mid, right? Same thing applies for bot in the 2v2, right? If you're stronger, pressure, right? But you can't be over aggressive just because you're stronger the entire game, because then what happens is at some point you'll get to a level of play where people will see that and that overextension, and they'll bring more than one person, and you'll give shutdowns, right? So I hope this was helpful for you guys. It's just like a very, very basic way to explain strong side and weak side, and like what those terms mean and how they're used in League of Legends. A lot of times you'll hear people saying like priority, but priority really only comes from understanding strong side and weak side. So I think that term is thrown out around a little too much, and it gets kind of confusing. So I'll make another video about that as well, and I hope that this was helpful.